Okay, today I'm going to be demonstrating how to put together and break down scuba equipment and all of the steps that go along with that. So, before we even begin, I don't really have to do this, but it's a good step, just to be sure, is to check the percentage of oxygen in the mix of gases in this tank to make sure that I'm not going to die when I breathe off of it. So, to do that, we have this handy-dandy tool here that will tell me exactly what percent of the gases in this tank are oxygen, and hopefully they are close to the oxygen that we are breathing now. So, to use this tool, take the protective cap off of the valve on our tank, and hold this device, has a little hole in it. You hold the hole on this device up to the valve on the tank, and you just let a little air into the device. Like so. And we can turn it off. And 21%, which is what we are breathing now. So, breathing off of this tank will not kill me, hopefully. And because of that, this is a good tank to use. So now we will get into the assembly. So, the first thing that we want to do when we assemble this is get our BCD, buoyancy controlling device, and it does just that, controls buoyancy, and take the strap on the back. It's quite advantageous to get the strap wet before you put it on the tank, because it loosens it, makes it easier. But there is a severe lack of water here, so I'll just be putting it on dry. It still works, it's just not quite as easy. So, I just put the strap over the tank, slide it down, and I want the top of the BCD here to be about in line with the top of the tank. So, I'll adjust it a little bit more, and that is about good. So, I will secure the clamp on the strap to lock the BCD onto the tank. Alright, so that is locked on, and there's also a secondary strap on the BCD right here that is just to make sure that everything stays where it is supposed to stay and we don't have any problems. So, slide this over this, kind of a difficult process. There we go, and then tighten this down like so. I can figure out how to do it. There we go. Alright, so that is tightened down. Everything is in place. This is about level with the tank. So, once we have this step done, we can move on to attaching the regulator. This is the whole, I guess, good part of this operation that allows it to work. So, to attach the regulator to the tank, you have to unscrew this screw up here. And it has a little plastic stopper in it, so gook doesn't get inside and mess it all up. So, take the stopper out, and then just align it over the tank, make sure it's unscrewed all the way, and then screw it back on. It doesn't have to be super tight, but as tight as you can get it by hand. Wouldn't want any leaks. So, now that that is done, before we can turn it on, we have to attach the low pressure inflator hose, which is this one, to the low pressure inflator. And what this magical device does is it allows for air to be put into the BCD and taken out to adjust for buoyancy. So, you want to go down in the water, you let out some air. You want to go up in the water, you put in some air. You go up. So, if I can get off the plastic stopper. So, here's the attaching point, and here's the low pressure inflator hose. So, you pull back this part of the hose and just click it on, and there you go. it's clicked on. So, once that is on there, you don't have to secure it, but it gets kind of annoying if it's just floating free. So, you can click it into one of these holders, like so, and then put the whole deal back in this Velcro strap. And now it is connected, and it will get air once the tank is turned on. This deal is my dive computer. It tells me how much air I have remaining, how deep I've gone, how long I can stay down at my depth without having severe medical emergencies, important stuff like that. And this deal here is the actual regulator that goes in your mouth and you breathe off of it and you don't die. So, when you turn the tank on, you want to hold this away because the very quick pressurization of these hoses, in theory, can break this and shoot glass in every direction. So, it's a good idea to hold it away from you. So if that happens, you don't get a nice chest full of glass. So, I will turn the hose, or turn the valve, to release air into this whole system. And there we go. You want to turn the valve all the way to its open position, and then 1/4 turn back. And that is, for some reason, and some people don't do it, it's kind of an old way of thinking. And now, this hose is very hard, as it was flimsy before, because of all the air in it. And this computer is water activated, but my hands are sweaty enough that I can just hold my thumb over the sensor, and it will turn on. So, if we give it a minute, alright, so it tells me the time, the temperature, my oxygen percentage, which you have to go in and change manually, but it's already set at 21%, and how many pounds per square inch of air I have in this tank. And I currently have 3,460 psi in this tank. And that will get used up at different rates depending on how deep I go, and other factors like that, if I'm breathing fast or anything like that. So that's that. That's working properly, and we have a fully functioning scuba diving setup.